I'm Shane K. Bernard. This is my new book, Teche, A History of Louisiana's Most Famous Bayou. I came up with the idea to write this book when I was reading Mark Twain's Life on the Mississippi, and it occurred to me there were a lot of similarities between the Mississippi and Bayou Teche, although on a much smaller scale, of course. I began to wonder if it was even possible to write a book about Bayou Teche from prehistoric times to the present, and it turned out there was enough historical material out there to write a book. It starts off with the Native American occupation and goes up to the French and Spanish settling the Teche, the coming of indigo and sugar and cotton, and before that cattle ranching. You have the coming of plantations and slavery, the steamboat, which was extremely important to the Bayou Teche and everyone who lived along it, the Civil War on the Teche, and then the poverty that struck the Teche after the Civil War, along with widespread racial violence during the Reconstruction era, a lot of diseases striking the communities along the Teche, most notably yellow fever, and then a lot of major flooding along the Teche, culminating in the 1927 flood, which was the biggest of them all. And then after that, I look at the slow decline of the Teche as a means of transportation and its recent rebirth that it's undergoing, I'm glad to say. I think the most interesting chapter is a chapter about the Civil War, because it turned out there was a whole lot of action, military action along the bayou. You had gunboats coming up the Teche and fighting each other. You had cavalry, you had artillery, you had infantry. So every branch of the military was present along the Teche, running up and down its banks, fighting and skirmishing during the Civil War. So again, the book is Teche, A History of Louisiana's Most Famous Bayou by Shane K. Bernard. It's about 250 pages long. It's got 36 black and white illustrations, some of them pretty rare, 14 maps, and it's available from any bookseller here in New Iberia, from Books Along the Teche, but it's also available from Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, just about any bookseller will have it.